Louis, there you are. Well, tell me, how did it go?
I did my best.
Whom did you manage to persuade?
Well, there's no point in wasting any time. I'm proud to report they've all come over to our side.
Ha ha, Louis, I'm impressed. I was sure you'd succeed. I'm proud of you, my son. Even Johann? How did you manage to do it?
I possessed Godoy.
You possessed Godoy, of course. Very ingenious of you, I must say. Son, you've accomplished a veritable tour de force. I couldn't have done better myself. Now we are ready. The conference may begin. Assemble everyone in the conference room. Meet me there and let's get it over with. My friends, here we are at last, gathered together to close this conference. I would first of all like to thank you all for making the time to be here and lend your services. Gregory, I believe I may speak for both of us when I say that we are honored by your presence here.
You are perfectly right to do so, William. Thank you for putting your faith in us and for coming here to participate in this conference. Thank you for helping us to make the best decisions. And I especially want to thank you, William, for perfectly hosting us at your home during these past several days.
I'm not sure all the guests would agree to that. In any case, Holm doesn't seem to be himself.
Duchess Hillsborough will also not be voting. The poor woman has suffered a lot of upheaval lately. As she was feeling quite poorly, she apologizes, but she preferred to return to the continent.
The Duchess? I hope it's nothing serious.
Don't worry, Mr. President. I had someone escort her. The Duchess simply needs rest, and now she is in good hands.
I must say, Sir Gregory, you are beset by bad luck.
Indeed. One would think that I am hounded by ill fortune.
Good. I think we can begin. You will vote in turn on the question that interests us today. Are you for or against the transfer of ownership of Louisiana from Spain to France? Monsieur de Richet?
I vote for.
Duke Manuel?
For.
Your Eminence?
For. But I...
Gregory, please. Monsieur Napoleon?
For.
Mr. von Volner?
For...
What?
Gregory, please refrain from interrupting the voting. You know the rules, brother. President Washington?
For...
The votes are now cast. The project is therefore approved.
Dirty traitor!
Mr. Godoy, soon you will be in charge of passing the territory of Louisiana over to France.
It will be done.
What have you done?
Me? Nothing, dear brother.
What have you done to me?
What have I done? Nothing, Gregory. You did it yourself. A word of advice. In the future, that is, if you have one, don't drink someone else's cup of tea without checking what's in it.
Father, what happened? Sir Gregory, what's the matter? William, what have you done?
Not now.
You are mad, William. Father will punish you for this.
He will probably try, unless I get to him first.
But I cannot die.
No, you cannot die. You are, however, losing all sense of reason, as well as all your special abilities.
What did I drink?
Can't you guess? There are but few things that can have such an effect on such as we. You would know that if you ever ventured even a little way off of Father's beaten track.
Revenge!
Oh, no, my dear Gregory. You will not be taking any revenge. You will die stupidly, alone, enclosed in that rather withered body.
Help me!
After several centuries of near absolute power, here you find yourself on your hands and knees, hoping in vain that someone is going to help you. Tell me, what does that feel like? Never happened to me. Can't be good. You cannot leave your body, you cannot project yourself elsewhere, you cannot even contact Father. Go ahead, try. But you are my brother, so I ask you to remember that all this is your own fault. And I want you to understand I get absolutely no pleasure out of it. Well, very little.
You swine!
A new order is born today, brother. Enough of Father's hegemony. After all these years of servitude, I can finally stand up and oppose it. You chose to serve him, whatever his excesses. Now it's up to you to face the consequences of that choice.
Matt, I am stronger than you.
What? But... What on earth is happening? Am I dreaming or...
Louis, it's me, Gregory. Listen, we don't have much time.
But where are we?
Louis, I brought us here. You must act swiftly. I can't hold out for long. William has poisoned me. He must have used the blood of a former demon. I am no longer able to enter the body of someone else. The poison is gnawing away at me from the inside. I'm going to die, Louis.
But where are we?
In the ether. What you see is not real. It's only a mental projection created by my spirit. I'm occupying William's spirit at the moment, but I'm not going to be able to keep it up forever. Join me, Louis. Otherwise, all will be lost.
Yes. Yes, I'll join you.
Find a way. Hurry.
I must find them quickly.
Beneath your compassion, we take refuge.
I deserve a great destiny. And
History will remember
no
me.
one stand in
And
the way of
the
my development.
sacrifices
I sense that. Dear God, if I lose the war against France, I will be doomed.
Help me! Is anyone there? I'm all alone.
Emma? What on earth?
We only wanted to play. We didn't mean any harm.
She sounds like a little girl talking. It's me, Louis.
Oh, I know someone called Louis, but he abandoned me too.
What on earth is wrong with her? It seems like her spirit has regressed. What are you doing here?
I was playing.
Oh, really? And what were you playing at?
We were playing hide and seek, but I think I got lost. I'm all on my own now.
And who were we playing with?
With my sister, but I can't find her.
Tell me, Emma, is Emily here too?
Emily is always here, but she makes fun of me. She keeps hiding in the shadows to make me scared, and I get scared then. I don't want to follow her in. I'm all on my own now.
Oh man, what can I do? Poor thing seems completely lost.
Everything is fine. Emma, don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. I'm here now. Dry your tears.
You aren't going to abandon me?
No, don't worry. You're not alone.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me now, what happened with Emily?
We had a fight. She was always wanting me to hide, I think. But I don't want to play at hide and seek anymore.
Do you know why she always wanted to keep on playing?
The one who wins becomes the princess, and it's never me who wins. But I want to be a princess too.
Okay. And you like playing with your sister?
Of course, she's my sister.
And do you love your sister?
Yes, but sometimes she gets on my nerves.
But you wouldn't want her not to play with you anymore, would you?
Of course not.
It would be good if you could both play at being a princess together, at the same time, wouldn't it?
Together?
Yes, each with your own stories.
Oh, yes, that would be good. And we would have extraordinary adventures, and we could speak about them together, and I miss her so much.
Emma? Is that you?
It's all your fault. If you and your mother hadn't come here, all this would never have happened. You're all the same. You're the one, Louis. You're the one who assassinated me. You should be proud of yourself. You finished what your mother started.
Emma, don't be like...
Leave me alone. I don't need you.
Don't take it like...
Leave me. Leave me alone. Scum! Bastards! I'll get you back. You've all manipulated me. I'll make you all pay. All of you.
What am I doing here now? Nothing seems real.
You're nothing but a coward.
What a bunch of amateurs you are. Please, keep calm.
What on earth is going on here? I don't understand a thing.
Louis, don't waste any time. Appease them. My thoughts are becoming confused. Help me. Be quick.
Yes, not a minute to lose. Golden elixir. Consume without excess. I need to keep an eye on them. Emma is completely lost. She needs to be close to her sister. As for Emily, well, she no longer trusts anyone. Apart from me, that is. I have to stay by her side.
I have to protect my sister. Help me, Louis. God damn it. I don't understand a thing. I'm doomed.
Whatever happens, I trust him, and only him. I must take the book back to him.
I won't let him attack his brother.
He wants to isolate me again.
Stay with me, Louis. We must take Al-Azif back from him.
count on my father and my son to defend me. Yes. But will they make it in time?
Looks like I've succeeded. They've all disappeared.
Louis, it's worked. But don't waste any time.
Yes, I'm coming. At least as soon as I found the exit.
Emily?
Louis? Louis! Who on earth is... Louis, where are you? I can't see you.
In front of you, Emily. She can't see me?
Louis, are you dead too?
It's complicated.
I thought Emma killed you.
Oh, yes, that's right. She still doesn't know everything I found out. I understand that it must be difficult to forgive her, but if you think about it, salvation will be found in anger, Emily.
It's all so unfair, Louis.
A part of me does understand her actions.
To hell with good intentions.
On the contrary, I believe now is the perfect time to decide how you want to live your life. In bitterness or in peace. Think about it, Emily.
But I thought, how is it that you are here? Can you move around?
Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to explain what's happening to us, Emily. Believe me, I'm just as lost as you are.
But you can move around.
Maybe because I'm not dead.
If you are here without being dead, then there must be a way out. Help me, Louis. I am begging you, help me.
Clearly, it seems like there must be some way of getting you out of here. So technically, yes, I don't see what could stop you.
Do you really think so?
Oh, nothing much surprises me now. I must go.
Wait, don't leave me. For pity's sake, Louis.
But I must if I'm to find a solution. Be brave, Emily.
Yes, I understand. I trust you.
I'll be back for you, I promise.
Louis, help. Don't leave me. Louis.
My own sister. I should have left her to die when the Tsarina caught her. I really am so stupid. It was obvious that she would betray me one day. That bitch.
I must be quick.
My memories. I'm losing my sense of who. Louis? Are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Pick up the thread of my thoughts, Louis. Of my memories. Make haste! And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react.
This is about my arrival, as well as Emily's. There must be an earlier memory that talks about my sisters.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
This memory is important, but it's as if there's something missing. There must be an order to this.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? And the cherry on the cake... And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He knew I would drink it. The rascal knows me better than I do myself.
The blood that Mortimer used is deadly poison for a demon. Holm won't survive it. Oh, it's over for him. He's finished.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. It was a trap.
Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began.
It was a trap right from the start. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring the Hillsborough sisters here. He knew it. He knew it. He already knew they were his daughters. At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This
the
is the
Hillsborough
first event that brought Holm here. Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
Come to me. He allowed me to bring Emily back.
It's about my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holm is talking about bringing Emily back again. So there must have been something before this.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference, supposedly to find her sister, whereas Emma hadn't even disappeared yet. The poor wretch was shot as her sister was setting foot on the island. I should have understood that earlier. He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference, supposedly to find
I'm on the
her
right track here.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time? And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? Louis de Richet, his son. He brings his 4 children together, and even then I didn't react. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
I'm getting closer to him.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
Louis. Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure. Ah, Charles Francois. What an adventure. It was so easy for me to sell your title of Marquis de Maintenon to Françoise d'Aubigné and to sail for the Caribbean islands. One of my greatest successes. With one stroke, I placed myself right next to the King of France, with a mistress under my orders. And I was able to impose my law over the seas of the triangular trade.
Anyhow, I should try to concentrate on his voice.
Dear Countess Dunolstein, what a pity you're disappointed. It was a trap right from the start. And when Elizabeth disappeared, No, it's not possible. I couldn't have missed that. Not me. He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word.
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
He cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. And when Elizabeth disappeared, I can't hold out. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see. He feeds Louis, and I continue to see nothing. He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we usually take months to give to our children. And Louis is only trying his best to get by. He doesn't realize he's being led to the slaughter.
So Holmes seems certain that Mortimer has been using me, but I get the impression that he's only had this vision recently. It's one of the last ones he had.
He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we...
Getting to the end here.
I must speak to you. I recall Sparta. France. So much effort. So much. I didn't want to believe it. Cherry on the cake. And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. He trapped me. He poisoned me to stop me from being able to leave this body. He cut off all communication with father and brought his children here. How could I not have seen it earlier? He's going to absorb me. A traitor! No one can stop him now. Hurry, Louis. I absolutely must see you before it's too late. If you have managed to follow my thoughts, come to me, quickly. Louis, hurry! He's coming!
What's happening?
I can sense him. He's here. He's trying to get inside me, Louis. William has completely lost his mind. He's getting ready to pull out all the stops. He's going to devour my mind, Louis. I'm not going to be able to stop him.
Louis, you are here. I sense your presence.
What? But he can't even see me.
Congratulations, my son. You have succeeded in joining us.
Louis, don't let him draw you in there. You are signing your death warrant if you decide to follow him. I won't be there to protect you.
It's over, my son. We have won. A new order can be born.
Louis, I'm so weak. I can feel him entering. I can no longer keep him out. He's coming.
He's here.
I can't. Can you see him?
He's here. He's coming closer to you.
Where? Louis. I don't want to just disappear. He's inside my mind. I can feel him crushing me.
He's just in front of you.
I'm so sorry, brother. There's nothing you can do to stop me now. You made your choice, and you have lost.
I was wrong about him from the very beginning. He's mad. He must be stopped. You can still do something, Louis. Don't let him get away with all this so easily. I implore you.
I'm sorry, Uncle, but I've decided to follow Father.
But how can you trust him?
He's my father, and there's so much he has to show me. I'm not responsible for what happened to you. That's your business, the two of you.
You are just as mad as he is, Louis. You'll end up just like him.
It's over, brother. Don't fight it.
You will be punished for this.
Perhaps, but you won't be there to see it, will you?
You will be punished.
Where am I?
It's all right, son. Don't panic. It's over.
I'm back? Where are the guests?
I invited them to go up to their rooms. They're resting. Don't worry.
Gregory?
We won, Louis. It's over.
He's dead?
Definitively. Now the way is clear. At any rate, rejoice. Great things await us.
What did you do to him?
I devoured his soul.
But I didn't see you use the Holy Lance.
Indeed not. I didn't need to. Can't you guess how I did it? The Lance of Longinus is just a vessel, Louis. It could have been any object that had the blood of Christ on it. The blood of an ancient, more precisely. But I didn't need the blood of an ancient. You see, I have been in dear Lord Mortimer's physical body for longer than my brother has been in Sir Gregory Holmes. Therefore, I am an ancient, Louis.
He was your brother. Why did you kill him? He never meant you any harm.
Oh, Louis, I am exhausted. Let's talk about this later.
No, tell me why now. I want to understand.
Stubborn as a mule. After centuries of trying to convince him, I assure you I had no other option than to do away with him. He would never have allowed me to depose our father. In the past, he had already opposed me, and sometimes very violently. He seemed to you like a man of peace, because you did not represent any danger to him. But I can assure you, he was not. With anything to do with our father, he would be merciless. In any case, what's done is done. I'm going to rest in the dining room. Join me there when you're ready. The time has come to end this little antisocial gathering.
I did well not to follow home, didn't I? Come on, let's get it over with and join Mortimer in the dining room. All right, I've retrieved everything. Now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after...
Dear E. Dear Gregory.
All right, I've retrieved everything. Duke Manuel Godoy. Huh, that's me. Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. President George Washington. What are you doing?
Oh, Monsieur Volner asked me to prepare his belongings in anticipation of his imminent departure, sir.
His departure? So quickly?
Oh, yes, he seemed to be in rather a hurry.
Ah, very well. Would you know where I might bump into him one last time?
Ah, if Sir would like to say goodbye, Sir will find him in his room.
Thank you. Monsieur Johann van Volner.
Johann!
Louis, I haven't the time.
What are you doing?
I'm getting out of here. What do you think? And going as far away as possible. Sir Gregory is dead. And in case you haven't grasped it yet, I am no longer safe here. If you value your life, you had better do the same.
Hey, wait a second.
No, I haven't time. Good luck in the future.
water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. Right, now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after... Here we go.
Louis, I was expecting you.
Do you feel better?
Yes, don't worry, I'll be all right. I wanted to speak with you about what's going to happen next. But before we begin, I would like you to give me back the Holy Lance, please. Now that Gregory is gone, you won't be needing it anymore, and I prefer to put it back in its place.
I no longer have it. So, at the insistence of Monsieur Bonaparte, I put it back in its place.
Come, Louis. You can't do that to me. Don't be childish, please. Come on.
Didn't Monsieur Bonaparte give it back to you?
No. So, the rascal stole it from you, did he?
It's not something I'm proud to admit, but yes. He thought I was trying to rob you and that it would compromise the conference.
How typical of him. This conference will have been one of the most eventful I've ever known.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
Before I get to why we're here, you must know that I've been watching you very closely over these past few days. I won't hide the fact that I was disappointed that you did not succeed in saving Jacques Peroux. You handled that situation very badly. As for the door of my crypt, no one had ever found out how to open it before you. You committed a serious mistake in proving unable to tell your sisters apart, causing the death of the most promising of the two. I remain proud of what you achieved for me by falsifying that letter to the Pope on behalf of Piaggi, because I know that was not an easy task. But the important thing is that you escaped the worst with Volner, because he could have killed you when you were in the guise of Piaggi.
Yes, it was a bit touch and go.
Which leads me to a chat about what I envisage for you now. You are the chosen one, Louis. The one I've been waiting for all this time.
Thank you,
We are going to be able to become one.
I don't quite follow you.
Be proud of yourself, son, for you are the one I have chosen to be my next mortal coil.
But what about me? Am I imagining things, or did he just tell me to my face that he's going to eat me?
Unfortunately, no, you won't survive the transfer. But I want you to know that I only select my bodies from my own children, and that you are the one who has impressed me most. It's far from being my first time, as you can imagine. I didn't think it was possible to find a more promising son than dear Augustus. You can be very proud of yourself.
Wait a second, hang on. Do you realize what you're saying? Are you insane?
Oh, come, my son. Let's not end everything on a bad note, please.
Son of a bitch! He's not going to get away with this so easily. I won't let you do it.
What on earth are you thinking? That you'll be able to kill me? This is ridiculous, Louis. Come now, be reasonable. Don't fight. I won. As Mortimer had planned, Napoleon Bonaparte sold Louisiana to the United States after purchasing it from Spain. Bonaparte continued his political and military ascension until he proclaimed himself emperor. He went on to invade a large part of Central Europe. The legend of Napoleon persisted after his death, conferring on the emperor the role of Messiah for France. Remaining very popular, George Washington put an end to the various internal rebellions without violence and re-established trade agreements with Great Britain. Upon his death, he became a national hero and left an entire nation in a state of mourning. On his return to Spain, Manuel Godoy proceeded to give Louisiana up to France. Later on, he became the target of the Crown Prince of Spain, Ferdinand VII. The latter gave no respite to his mother's lover, going as far as condemning him to exile. He confiscated all of Manuel's titles and possessions, as well as those of his mistress, Pepita. Pursued, they ended up living out their last years in France in poverty and anonymity. The influence von Volner had over King Frederick William ironically ended up working against him. The sovereign thrust him into increasing repression until the end of his reign. Von Volner became the object of the people's hatred, was therefore stripped of his titles and land by the new king, and died in poverty to general indifference in the Prussian countryside. His Eminence, having successfully accomplished his mission,
returned to His Holiness the Pope with full honors. Although all his ambitions had become possible, to the stupefaction of his entourage, the cardinal preferred to retire to his Tuscan monastery, far from all political and diplomatic entanglements. Fascinated by the techniques involved in exorcism and demonology, he dedicated the last years of his life to the study of Inquisition reports. Sarah de Richet threw herself into the Seine River from the Pont des Arts before a crowd of dumbfounded bystanders just a few days after her son's return to Paris. He spoke of his aging mother's recent depression and took over the running of the Golden Order, whose expansion was rapid. No more was ever heard of Lord William Mortimer. His sudden disappearance was the subject of conversations in the European courts, but only for a few months.